a mix of both singing, visual, and the energy flows. So the first thing is, the song itself, pattern-wise or style-wise, starts out like an old barbershop. Yeah, have a seat. Quietly, quickly. It starts out like the old style barbershop gay 90s type of a song, correct? Yes. It is very, it gets a bit messy though, because a man called Casey da da da, he da 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 da, he da 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 da, he da 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 da. Now, that in and of itself might not be too bad, except you lose the power of the characterization which comes next when you start doing vocal inflections. So I would really ask you to start with a man called Casey da da da, he even, look forward, sing forward. Don't just end the phrase and then start it like Wild Irish Rose or whatever we sang earlier. You understand what I'm saying here? A man called Casey da da da, he even, da 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 da, he da 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 da. So a man called Casey hired the hall, or he, whatever the words are. Okay, so you try to connect between those phrases so it's a little bit prettier in the singing. Then it will stand out more when you do the characterization in the voices. Well, would you like to dance? Or whatever you say. She says, I think I'd like to eat. You know, it would make more sense to have those sort of done in a kind of, where are the Brits here? Harry Lauder, you know, as English British music hall feel, you know, over the top feel. It would make sense, it'll make it even funnier. Get my drift? Okay, can I leave that with you? Yep. I would explain it, except they don't understand myself. Then you need to go back to the reprise of the earlier pretty stuff. Slightly in the sound, in the timbre. Don't let it become, if the lyric is, would you like to dance? Figure out at what point in time are you back to being third person, descriptive, narrative, and musical. And is there a space in there for two phrases where you can kind of go back to that first feel? When you get to the word then, before Casey would, the anticipation is missing. You're singing the word then and holding on to it. As opposed to then, Casey, ba. Okay, so we've got the first four phrases. Try to get that connected. The characterization piece, coming back to connection, then anticipation. Once you get into Casey, once you get into the waltz, everything is fine musically as far as I wouldn't mess with almost anything, except for not getting too loud in places where, as I said, when you have fake endings, if you sing it like it's a tag, you have a tendency to sing tags, roots and fifths, and let's just hammer it. Well, we need room for the little moves to happen, the arrangement things to happen. Visually, when we had a little meeting at probably about 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago at church. John and Al and Jim and Jerry on Skype. And I think Al said out of the blue, he says, well, why don't we try blocking it towards the end? I said, well, is there enough time? Do you think they could whatever? It works. This blocking works. It starts and it expands, and then it expands, and then you bring it forward. So I think that it helps you to stay in command singing. When we're just standing on the risers in that, you start to come on strong. The part that's unclear to me, though, is in terms of the first time a wedge moves here and goes out this way, then the second time here, there's three sort of things that could be happening, and I'm not sure which ones it's supposed to be. So we're talking now about your intent, not about where you end up looking, and even who's standing where, but why are we doing this? And so the three choices are, John reaction to something they did. Is that what's happened?
Yes.
We're ignoring it.
No.
That's not the plan, according, because he goes to a place.
That's what I'm
He's
doing.
walking to a place. He's walking to a place where people haven't done anything. So is it number two? John's coming over to say, "Hey guys, what's going on?" And they, instead of talking to him, they turn and go like this. Ah. So they are responding to him.
They're doing the plan.
Okay, so, and then we're doing here, so in order to really do the plan, we need to make, I think it's then John has to be, he's going to react to globally what's happening. Can you tell me, and then the guys have to turn away from, literally turn away from, I would call it benign avoidance. You follow what I'm saying here? Because if it just so happens, he happens to get there at a time that people turn, we're losing the joke. Part of the joke, the straight line, if this is a comedic performance, the straight line is, "Hey, what's going on?" And the comic, this is like on Seinfeld when you say, "What's going on?" And the guy goes like this, walks away like you know. So it's the avoidance of the entire group. You're not just trying to screw them around, but it's got to be something that says, "We'd like to talk to you, but we got to do this." Okay, so that, I think, if you have that idea in your mind, I don't know if it'll look a lot different, but I think it will come across differently, rather than a planned move. It looks like we're expecting something to happen and it doesn't quite happen. And then after a while, I see what they were doing. So the technique is there. The blocking plan is there, but the rationale for it is, in terms of performance, isn't quite there. So that then takes care of, I was going to ask, should the wedge move, and then John reacts to that.
That was the plan
Originally?
last Tuesday, was the move was independent and John was responding to the
Okay,
base.
but that's now changed.
Well, I don't know, I wasn't there on Sunday, but
Okay,
the initial piece was
so
he
that's,
was responding.
those are the two,
and they were also
that,
three.
in my mind, that was the cleanest idea.
Right.
But this one could be funnier if you pull it off. Done.
So, if we're doing that, is that whole idea of what we're trying to do clear to you?
Well, right now I'm saying I'm seeing the technique of the moving. I'm not seeing the idea that you guys are saying, "Sorry, John, we can't talk now." You know, that kind of an idea. So John...
Because that's not at all our plan, that what you're saying.
Okay, so that's what some clarity is required. As soon as you are clear on it,
Okay.
I think that you will do it exactly right.
Because we've been hired basically to play all night. He's paid us, he's rented the hall.
Right.
The whole idea is he's going to have this gal on his arm all
Yeah.
night.
Yeah, I got it.
So we're going to play on and on and
On and
on, so
on.
he can dance all night and all night, all night.
Right.
So that's why we're ignoring him. Jerry's taking over.
I understand that. I know all that.
So is that clear though?
Oh, absolutely. I'm just saying that this part of the song.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's kind of, so that's a good question. So maybe it's always the teacher's fault. I didn't explain it. It's
No,
that
I see
at
what
this
you're saying.
point in time, the on, ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba, those are the musical jokes, and we're trying to find a way with the plan to do a little bit more visually with what we did. So it's just not John having a heart attack. So the interrelationship between him coming here and you guys saying, "Hey, we're on this," like this, it's got to be larger than life that you are. "Man, this is the right thing to do," and you give up. You say, "Oh, well, they're not going to help me. Oh, well, these guys will help me." Boom, and they look somewhere else. That is the, see, because there's already funny stuff happening, it's going to be more than what happens.
The attitude.
I think the answer to it for every guy is pretty simple. Who paid you?
Okay.
Exactly. Did I pay you?
No. He's trying to cut us off. Shine.
I think it's a very subtle thing, because the strength of the imagery of John coming to a place and people dramatically changing their direction really suggests that we're being against him, right? And that was never the idea. So we talked about that earlier, to make the timing slightly different, so it's more subtle. So that we're turning as a part of our normal plan. It has nothing to do with him.
Okay, so
But
let me
he's
just-
wandering around doing his thing.
I understand. Let me just say that from a comedic perspective, in terms of development, you get to a certain point and then then people need to see the progression of the comedy in order for it to be funny rather than just slapstick. And the problem is, there's something happens vocally, John responds to it, and he goes here, and something happens physically. All of that needs to be larger than life for the audience to get it. So I understand exactly about subtlety, but if we don't have the reaction to the singing, John's reaction this way and then being torn to go this way, the audience is going to like it anyway, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying that somebody looking at us is going to say, what a great idea. Gee, I think you missed the opportunity to really enhance that even more. And guess what? I would never have brought this up if you guys were hurting or having a problem or something that you wanted to go in the contest. We're talking about polishing at a different kind of a level maybe you've done before.
Are you talking about action and reaction?
Yes, I'm talking about action reaction.
Right.
Attitude.
The idea was not to have like a coordinated movement.
Okay.
Right? What you're really saying is to give John a chance to get over to us and almost look like he's saying something.
Yeah, and you
then
guys, yes, you guys are reacting to him.
Yeah, we were moving as he was coming towards us.
Yeah, and I think that's, so it's the communication between him and doing it. And I think that, to Sean's point, I think that sometimes audiences, I know I'm certainly not, and judges, are not as bright as you think. You have to sort of paint by numbers just a little bit.
Can I put it into a different term? When I come to each section, at least the first two sections, I'm asking you a question. And you basically, with your body turn and whatever, you've got to provide some sort of, either an answer, or it's the politician's thing, that whatever is asked of you, you just say what you're prepared to say, rather than answer the question, right? So, when I'm coming over here, my first one is like, what was that? What was that?
And their reaction is, everything's okay.
You just got to have an answer.
It's all right.
We're doing what we're doing. This is what we're supposed to do. You know, whatever it is, you have to have a specific answer in your head. I'm just going to go, what was that? And then, before I get a chance to react to you turning away, something else happens. What on earth was that? What are you doing? You've got to answer that question.
And
You have a response.
the other thing, from a stage perspective, comedy perspective, is you're using the whole stage.
Yeah.
So you've got a plan, you've got the director going from here over to here. It's already big.
Yep.
It's already larger than most people would do. So what response to him has to be on an equal amount of, wow, yeah, we're just doing the right thing here. What, you know,
Or you're like, whoa, look at Casey go.
don't worry, don't worry.
Joke out there. Casey, way to go, buddy. I've got your back.
You're the big dumb galoots in the band.
That's the thing, you got Casey's back. But when I come to the middle guys, it's been ramping up from what was that to what on earth are you doing to like,
Yeah.
I'm going to kill someone.
Yeah.
I end up clenching my fist because I've got to do back out to the audience. So they've got to see something. Because they're not going to see my face. I'm going to clench my, I'm going to kill someone. At which point I thought, the music. Pull out the music. That's what you're supposed to be.
The other thing that would help in order to have this come across is always just saying, like, it's not just the turn, but it's the pride turn down the aisles. Oh, wait, here we go.
When you do it, find Casey. Waltzing away, drunk out of his skull then. Good on you, Casey, got your back, buddy. We're with you all the way, don't worry about him.
I'm all for making it more dramatic, but the other issue is the timing. Usually takes 4 steps, and I'm trying to decide if I'm doing it when it's halfway or when it stops.
Yeah, so this is the clarification. We'll work it a couple of times and, you know.
So now, middle group, when I come to you and I'm like, what's your reaction?
The girl with the strawberry curls and the band played on. The band played on. How that band would play. The band played on.
is plenty, that's up there. Two is plenty, so just once you go there, that's cool. What it looks like, guys, what it looks like is, these guys responded, and then he cut off again, and he part. Night and day difference in terms of musicality. As you're getting into the lilt, a nice, pardon the expression, shitty grin would be helpful on there, because it's just a little bit, just to cover you. Oh, I'm just loving this so much. I'm loving so much being in the band and doing that all the way through, okay? You guys, this wedge actually was once, correct?
Twice.
Is it? Okay. The second one didn't appear to be,
Don't look at me.
didn't, just for clarity, is it the same time when they moved?
No. Oh, they moved their first one when we do ours.
Okay. Question?
That you changed the plan. They used to move twice, then we moved twice. I understand now they move once. We move on their second move.
Yes.
And then we move once more
Okay,
on what used to be.
what I would like to see happening is the biggest move, I think Jerry actually directs, is that correct?
No, John, that's the
Towards the end,
I don't know that John did his third one.
there's a big opening up, right?
Yeah.
I think that's where you need to do your second. I think you step out, stay there, boom, you do that, and then your second move is on the big one when Jerry directs, is that correct?
No.
Okay, no problem, it's fine, everything is fine, but that is just, make sure when you're working it, that it's very clear that it's big, and you may find that you don't need to do two or three, but this is so much better, it's so much cleaner. You know, I think it's very, very positive.
Can I ask a question of the chorus here? Right, because
What's your voice, John?
fine, it's actually, it's
Oh, okay.
it's been grumpy, actually, since retreat. All that mountain air.
The girl with the strawberry curls and the band played on. The band played on. How that band would play. The band played on. And the
Freeze, was that your second move?
Yes.
Okay, I don't want you to make your second move until they just get right there. Try it once, try it once, okay, take the move and don't make your second move until I say you on. Yes. Okay, can we do that please quickly? This is exciting,
What was it, guys? Shh. Bye, guys.
Which one is it?
the girl with the strawberry curls and the band played on.
React.
The band played on. How that band would play. The band played on. And the band plays
Attack it, bases! Gently!
From outside here, it's just that it goes out when you step up the second time.
Makes sense.
Makes more sense. Cool.
Bases in the black shirts. Bases in those black shirts will be